everybody, it's Katie, the Celestial Homebody, and I hope you're all having a wonderful Monday, and if you're not, hopefully a little crochet will cheer you right up. Also, in addition to crochet, I wanted to talk through my plan for my upcoming market, because believe it or not, POPcon Indy is not next weekend, but the weekend after. I only have one more weekend to prepare for this huge convention at the Indianapolis Convention Center. I am so excited about this market. I had an absolute blast at Comic-Con, which I know most of you guys have watched that vlog. It was a whirlwind of emotions because it was the first big convention that I had vended at, and it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was so stressful, but so exhilarating. Like, my adrenaline was pumping, and it was so much fun. So I signed up for a second convention. It's actually happening at the same convention center that the Comic-Con was. So that's great because I know the layout. I know what the parking situation is going to be like. I know what load in and load out is going to be like. I'm not going into this convention blind like I did last time. So that is all great news. The only difference this convention versus last time is I was not able to get an Artist Alley table for POPcon. So I am in an exhibitor booth. So instead of having a little like 6x6, or I think it was like 6x4 foot little area where I could only fit one table last time when I was in Artist Alley, this time I'm going to be in a 10 foot by 10 foot footprint, which is the size like of a normal booth setup for me. So nothing's going to be like too out of sorts for me. I feel like last time I really like had to think through how I was going to fit all of my inventory stock into one little 6x4 foot space. And you guys might have seen in that vlog that I ended up building up using cubes. I'll insert a picture right here of what my Artist Alley booth table looked like. So this time I do have more room to work with. However, at my last market at the Renaissance Festival, I did feel like, I feel like I over prepped for that market because it ended up not being great. If you saw it, you saw it. But at the same time, I do feel like I had more inventory than what I thought that I did. So when I was putting it all out on the table, I felt like it just looked cluttered and just not clean. So for this convention, instead of doing what I did for my last market at the Renaissance Fair, where I just kind of put everything on a table, I am going to utilize those cubes that I just showed you that I used for Artist Alley and also build up. Even though I have a 10 by 10 foot space where I'll be able to fit 2 6 foot and a 4 foot table in my little area, I'm on one table, I'm going to build up just like I did for Artist Alley, and that will hopefully alleviate some of like the visual clutter that I was getting at my last market, where everything was kind of just thrown on the table. I mean, I did put effort into organizing it on the table, but at first glance it definitely looked messy. It had like lacked height, which is something that you really want in a market display because it draws the eyes to different parts of the table instead of just a sea of plushies. So I have my handy dandy iPad here today, and I wanted to show you guys and just kind of talk through my plan for setting up at POPcon, and this will hopefully be helpful to any of you guys who are looking for like market setup tips and ideas. I don't know how many tips there are going to be. It's just going to be me talking through my plan, but hopefully you'll be able to get some ideas. Oh, so speaking of which, how many of you guys would be interested in me doing a video in the near future of like critiquing booth layouts, or not even critiquing, but just like showcasing them and saying like what I find visually appealing, what could, I guess it would be critiquing, what could be improved. You know, I mean, I can look back at my own booths and say that needs to be improved, like I just said. Some things need to be improved. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. And if you are, I will put out a call for your guys' market booth pictures. And yeah, I think that would be a fun video. But anyways, I have my iPad here, so I'm going to screen share with you so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so here is my very crude drawing of my booth layout. Can you tell what's happening here? Maybe, maybe not. Yes, I am an artist, but when it comes to drawing this out, I'm not going to put a ton of time into it, as you can see. So here is my 10, this is a 10 by 10 foot space, okay? So here's what we're dealing with. The convention center will provide us with 1 6-foot table and 2 chairs. So that's great. We don't have to worry about bringing our chairs and an additional table, which is good because it's over an hour away. We're going to be actually staying at my mom's house. She only lives about 10-12 minutes away from the convention center. So we want to try to get all of us and the baby and our overnight stuff and all the market stuff into the car to just have to make one trip out there. We'll see how that goes. I might actually start sending plushies with her so that she can just deliver them to her house. But anyways, I digress. That means that we do not have to bring an additional table. So here's the plan here. We're going to have a 6-foot table. This is going to be a 4-foot table here, which is ours, and then another 6-foot table here. So because the convention center already provides us with a 6-foot, that means we only have to pack our 4-foot and 6-foot table. Now you might be wondering what this thing is here. This is actually a collapsible bookshelf that I found on Amazon. It is linked in my Amazon storefront. I cannot yet attest to how well it works because we did unbox it and did try to set it up, and it seemed to be super easy. But it's cool. It's like an accordion fold, so it folds completely like flat, but then you can pop it out and it's metal, so it's sturdy. And I thought that this would be great for displaying like my dolls. So as you can see up here, I have my little dolls. We've got, you know, Harley Quinn and Anya. There's Anya's little hair things. Wait, not Harley Quinn. I forgot Harley Quinn went home. So I don't even know how many dolls I have left, to be honest with you. I know I have Shrek. Here's Shrek. I have Gingy from Shrek as well. I honestly don't know how many dolls. Oh, I have Corpse Bride. Here's a Corpse Bride's veil here, and there's her pretty hair. So you get what I mean. So all of my dolls will go up top there. I did purchase some doll stands or teddy bear stands, whatever you call them, from Hobby Lobby so that I could stand them up. The only thing that I don't like about this bookshelf is that it doesn't have a back to it, which means I can't lean the dolls and stuff up against the back. So I did get the doll stands so that they stand up nicely. This shelf, I believe, is 6 feet tall. It might be 5 feet tall. I'm going to see when I get there how tall it is for the average person, because I do want people to be able to like touch and look at the price tags on them. If it is too tall, what I will do is I have these little circles that I printed and laminated with my brand color, the purple color. So what I'll do is I will take one of those little laminated circles and put it right here with the price. Whatever I decide the price is for all of the dolls there. So the dolls normally differ in price, but if I have to do this strategy, I will just take their tags off really quickly and then put the circle right there. So that way people who are on the shorter side don't feel like they can't see what the price is and they don't have to ask me. Right here, how many of you guys know what this is? It's not a snake. This is my Zelda dragon. So on these shelves right here, I'm not drawing out like specific things that I'm going to put on here. It's more just going to be like the bigger showpiece items that I want to put out to bring people into the booth. So it's going to be like the butterfly dragon and the Zelda dragon and the dolls, like I was talking about. The things that I think are really going to make people go, wow, they got some high quality stuff. Let's go check it out. So that is going to be what the bookshelf is for, and I'm going to put that in front of this 6-foot table here so that it's facing out as traffic walks by this way. Then over on this 6-foot table, I have my little claw machine here, and I am so excited to use this claw machine. Ryan has been working away making little acrylic things for the claw machine. I have made some things over the past couple of months. Actually, I started making things for the claw machine last year before I even had a YouTube channel. So there are going to be some plushies that are going in there that you guys have not even seen because I made them so long ago, or Ryan's been working on them. So I'm excited to see how the claw machine does. And also I made up on Canva this cute little like speech bubble. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to kick you there. I made up this cute little speech bubble that I am going to print out and then attach to this little dog that's on top of the claw machine. And it's going to say like, hi, I'm Bon Bon, because that's what I named this dog, because it's pink and it just looks like a bonbon. It's a Shiba Inu, by the way. This claw machine is also linked in my Amazon storefront. Again, I cannot attest to how it works. I did try it at home, but that's different than it like being repeatedly in use through the convention. So TBD whether or not I like it, and I think it's worth the investment, but it is there if you want to check it out. Anyway, so the little speech bubble says, I'm Bon Bon, and then it says, play till you win. I think I'm going to do a $10 price on the claw machine. Some of the items in there I think are worth $10. Some are worth $5. There are a few that I think are worth more like $15, like keychains. Keychains I normally sell for $15 flat price at conventions. So I think that 10 is just a good happy medium that will compensate for the things that I feel like I'm losing money on. So that is where the claw machine's going to go. I wanted it to be front and center in the booth so that, again, as people are walking by this way, they see that and want to play. I feel like gachapons were something that I saw a ton of at Comic-Con, so I'm kind of keeping that in the back of my mind. Maybe one day if I do decide to keep doing conventions, that I will get a little gachapon machine. But as it stands right now, we're just going to stick with the claw machine, but I feel like it's kind of a similar thing. It's not a mystery because you can like decide what you're going to get, but I also wanted it to be at the front of the booth so that if there is a line for the claw machine, that way it's not like getting too jumbled up inside the actual booth here, and all of the traffic is stopped outside of the booth, which would be good because that means that people are standing there waiting. They can look in and kind of visually shop with their eyeballs while they're waiting for the claw machine. And I was hoping too that if there is people waiting kind of gathered around the claw machine, that will stop traffic and people will be like, oh, what's going on over there, and want to come over and see what's happening. So I have very, very high expectations and hopes for this claw machine, you guys. So also on this table, this is going to be my plushie buffet. If you have been around for a few weeks watching my This Week's Makes video, you might have seen that I have been making food-themed plushies for a buffet of plushies. This table right here is going to be dedicated to them. So I drew this little candelabra here. I don't know if I'm going to get a candelabra. I think I have one downstairs in our dining room storage somewhere. I don't know that it's going to make it into the totes because, like I said, we have to fit everything into the car to drive to this market. So I don't know if the candelabra is going to come. But if it does, that would be awesome. So over here we have like our boba bears. We have our little buffet bees, like the burger and the sushi. We have our birthday turtle that I showed off in the last two videos. So that is going to be this table. Now, one thing that I'm thinking I might not like is how flat this table is, like I was talking about earlier. I want to add some difference in height. So if I have cubes left over, I will do a single line of cubes over here to act kind of like a riser. Now, you might be wondering, if you have cubes left over, well, what else are you going to use it for? All of my cubes are going to be going on this side, this table over here, which I drew a different perspective, which we will look at in a moment. But we'll see how many cubes I have left if I have enough to do a riser on the buffet table. Let's look over here to our little checkout 4-foot table. Obviously up top we have our Celestial Homebody banner, and I did buy this little like iridescent star and moon curtain that I purchased for the Renaissance Festival. Decided not to put it up up there because it was so windy and muddy. I didn't want those to get ruined. I wanted to be able to reuse them. So since this is an indoor climate controlled, for the most part, I'm sure it's still going to be humid because it's summer in the Midwest, but this is a climate controlled area where I don't have to worry about moisture or the earth or bugs or anything like that. I think I'm going to put that little curtain up here so it'll hang behind my banner like this, and I think it'll just create like a pretty little iridescent moment. I don't know. We'll see how it looks. Here we have our checkout crate. So this is a crate that I got at Joann's forever ago that I used to put like my cash box in the back of it. It's nice because it's open, you know, so I put my cash box in there. I'll put my water behind there. Anything, my phone, charger, all of that stuff, I will shove inside of the crate there. Also on the crate front, I'm going to have my win a ribbon sign with the little example ribbon. So this is a ribbon convention, which I'm not going to go too in depth about today. You'll see it in the convention video. Like I'll talk about what a ribbon convention is and how you win the ribbon and all of that stuff. But I did design only one. I know we had talked about in the past me designing a few and then I was going to have you guys vote on them, but I just have not had the time to do that. You guys know I wear a million hats. I just did not have the time to go through and draw a bunch of different ribbons that would ultimately not be used. So I just decided to go with one. It's my logo, so the little moon with the house on it, and it just says homebody. And I feel like that will still relate to a lot of people, especially who go to conventions, the artsy types. I feel like most of us are introverts and homebodies. So hopefully it will still be appealing to people without me putting too much, you know, of my bandwidth into these ribbons. I digress yet again. I know some of you guys get so mad at me when I like trail off, but I just have so much to tell you. I'm excited about this, you guys. So in front of my checkout crate here, this is my little tiered tray where I'm going to put my leggy frogs. Can you see their little legs here? There's my leggy frogs. And then in front of it is going to be my keychains. And I just throw all of my keychains now into a little container and just put $15 on all of them for conventions. For like a normal market, I think I'll probably put them at like $8. But since the convention booth fee is so high, you guys, this is the most I've ever paid. This was a $600 booth fee. So we got to make that money back, baby. So keychains will be $15. Oh, also, you know what I forgot? I need a little standing rack, or I have a little standing rack rather, where I put all of like my dice bags on it. Well, not mine. Ryan made the dice bags, but the dice bags and the car swings. So I will probably put that over here behind the keychains. I just feel like that would be an appropriate place for it. All right, anywho, back to what we were doing here. So over here is where the new the new display is going to be, where my stickers are going to go. So here is my plan. Downstairs on our dining room table, I have a black foam board, and my plan is to cut that foam board into fourths and then duct tape it back together into one full sheet, so that way I can fold it up and it's easier for transportation. Then when I get to the convention, what I'm going to do is behind here is going to be I don't know how many cubes yet, probably 3 cubes, maybe just 2 cubes. I don't know, depending on how much room I have. See, I really should set this up. I just don't have the time to get everything out of storage to try to set this up. We're going to play it by ear. We're setting up the night before, by the way, on Thursday night. The market starts on Friday, so I will have a little bit more time to play with it, and then I can mull it over on Thursday night, and then when I get in on Friday morning, I can change some things if I decide that I need to, so I'm not too worried about it. However many cubes are going to go right here, and then I'm going to take that poster board and I'm going to duct tape it to the top here, and then just kind of let it hang down over the table. And this is how I've seen a lot of Artist Alley people display their stickers. I noticed that at Comic-Con when I was walking around and pointing out different displays and how they set theirs up. So that is the plan. I'm just going going to tape my little stickers. Look at how beautiful my stickers are, by the way. Aren't they beautiful? I'm just going to tape my stickers to this foam board, and then these little circles here are to represent numbers. So I have little golden, I think they're meant to go on like backs of envelopes, but I'm going to put numbers on them, 1, 2, 3, etc. And then behind the table here, I will have all of my little carry cases that I keep all of the stickers in. And then people will just tell me what numbers they want. I know sometimes in Artist Alley, people just put out their stickers for other, it's like a self-serve so that customers can grab them themselves. But I wanted to do it this way. Number one, because of space. Number two, I don't have any display items that like people use like the acrylic tiered trays to display their stickers for self-serve. I don't have any of those and I don't really want to buy them right now. Also, the third reason is because this is the debut of my stickers. I want to physically be hands-on interacting with the customers, giving them the stickers because I want to be able to gauge what the best sellers are. I know what the best sellers are for online, for Etsy, but I don't know what they're going to be at conventions. So I want to be able to be, picking out the stickers for them and handing them to them. So that is the plan for displaying the stickers. So now we're going to be looking at this angle. Okay, so I'm going to switch frames right now, but we're going to be looking at this 6-foot table right here. Okay, so here is the little bookshelf that we talked about where all of the little dolls are going to go up here. Although this is the front of the booth. Front. And so all of this bookshelf is going to be facing outward, okay? I'm going to create another layer so I'm not drawing over. Okay. So here is our 6-foot table, and this is where all of our cubes are going to go. Oh, you can see over here I drew where my sign is just to kind of orient you where we're looking here. This is going to be a similar setup to how we did the 6-foot table at Comic-Con. However, it's not going to be as tall. Because I was so limited on space, I think we went 6 high, or was it 7 high? I don't think it was that high. 6 high cubes. This is only going to be 4 high, maybe even 3. We're going to see how much inventory I have and how much room it takes up. We'll probably start with 3 high and then do a 4th if we need to. Or we don't even have to add the top to this. If we just put the sides up and then the backs up here, then we don't even need the top. So maybe we'll do that just to save some time and materials so that I can use those extra cubes for the other table as we discussed. Up here, we're going to have our Pokemon mystery boxes. This is going to be where my Adopt a Mythical Creature station is. So here's my little my little display carry case with a Nyx the Dragon in it. My Loaf Unicorns and Dragons and Pegasi are going to go on this shelf. Up above it, we're going to have our chickens as well as the Junimos. And then on these 3 shelves is just going to be all of the extra plushies that I have that are bigger that don't fit or don't go well on the bookshelf, and instead they're going to go over here. I can't really even think off the top of my head like what else I have to go here. These are dragons, by the way. This is a playful dragon and this is my butterfly dragon. I know, I'm a great artist, aren't I? These dragons will probably end up going on the bookshelf, but that's to be determined. We'll just see how we go. For right now, I just drew little blobs with ears just to represent things are going to go on these shelves. And as you can see, I put the little circles here. These are meant to be the little price signs because, again, if this is too tall for people to get, then this is probably going to be too tall for people to get the items and look at the prices. So I will group them by like price and then put the prices, on the little circles right here. This is what I did for Comic-Con, and it seemed to work really well. I had very few questions about pricing. Most people who asked about a price immediately were like, oh, never mind, I see it. And I was like, yeah. So in front here, we are going to have all of my little acrylic bins. If you have watched any of my past vlogs from markets, then you know that I use little acrylic tubs with hand-drawn signs on top of them to put like the like items. So for example, all of Ryan's Positive Pets, all of my Perry the Platypus, all of my stingrays, etc. So that is what this little area is going to be for. For the first layer of cubes down here, I think that we're going to turn them around so that it's solid, whereas up here, obviously, they're going to be shelves. Down here, it's going to be flipped the other way, so we have a nice, solid, clean backdrop for all of the acrylic tubs and the signs here. I think that's all. That is my setup plan for POPcon. Give me any feedback that you have. Like I said, this, I think we're going to put a riser on if we have the additional cubes. I don't know, just leave me a comment and let me know if you can think of anything that like I'm not thinking about, that I missed, that you would do differently to draw customers in, because obviously we want to make sales and make that $600 booth fee back. So I'm going to put my iPad down for now. So thank you for indulging me and walking through that. It helps me to walk through it verbally so that like I missed something. I missed the little hanger with the car swings and the dice bag. So I'm happy to have walked through it. So thank you so much for indulging me in that. Let me show you what I made this week. So last week I unboxed Premier's new tie-dye yarn, and it is so beautiful. It is just, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And exciting news, you guys. I am now a Premier affiliate. Apparently it wasn't that hard to sign up for. I just had to like create a little account and say like, yeah, I have a YouTube. And so now I'm an affiliate. So all that means is that if you purchase through Premier using the link in my description box, that will always be in my description box, even if I'm not talking about Premier in that video. It's always going to be there in every video. If you click on that link and then place a purchase for Premier, it does not cost you any extra money, but I earn a small commission from that sale. So that would be awesome. I think I don't get like actual cash for it. I think I just get credit toward buying Premier yarn, which I don't mind, because you can help me to help you, because you buy yarn, I get the commission money from it, and then I can buy yarn, the new things that come out, and give you guys my review on it and whether or not I think it's worth it. Because even though I am an affiliate now, you know me, I don't take crap from anybody, and I also am sometimes brutally honest. So I'm going to give you my honest, unfiltered opinion about everything that I try, pretty much. So this week I just had to get my grubby mitts on trying this tie-dye yarn. So the first things that I decided to make was my Nyx the Dragon. So this is the very first one that I tried. This is the color In Harmony, and it is so pretty. It's just so pretty. It just, look at how cool it looks on a dragon. Oh my goodness. By the way, this is Nyx the Dragon. If you're new here, this is my pattern. Actually, I'm going to pause really quick and give a huge shout out to April at the Cozy Buckeye. You got to go watch her channel. She does amazing, amazing work testing patterns like roundups. So if you're interested in all dragon patterns or all cat patterns or whatever it is, she has roundups for you guys. She just gives great inspiration and ideas for markets. So I highly recommend going out and checking her channel. But she actually reached out to me last week and said, hey, I'm doing a dragon pattern roundup video. Would you like Nyx the Dragon to be in it? And I said, sure. So I sent her over the pattern, and she gave it a shot, and this is what she had to say about it.
Number 4 is Nyx the Dragon. Okay, this one's the award for the quickest make, you guys. This pattern, I just finished it last night. It was so fast. Katie did a great job on this pattern. Katie's here on YouTube, you guys. She is just blown up. If you guys haven't subscribed, which you probably have, but if you haven't subscribed to her channel, you really should go check her out. She's so much fun. I love her personality. She makes me laugh, and she's very talented, so go check her out. But this pattern, you guys, I use Burnett yarn. This is like a teal color. I don't know exactly what color it is, but this is the mystical yarn for the wings. These eyes are 18mm eyes. I think the color combination looks so good. I use like a furry yarn for the spikes. This is literally just a surface crochet of single crochets. And it's got these little feet. They're literally just like chains, and you just go back into the chain with a single crochet. This whole entire pattern is so quick and simple. Love it. Great market make. I think I'm going to make a lot of these for my market because it is really fast. Probably faster than the other ones for sure that I've made, but they're all quick, but this is the winner for the quickest. So this is number 4, Nyx the Dragon by Katie, the Celestial Homebody. I would sell this one for $18. Great job, Katie. Good job.
Thank you so much again, April. I appreciate it. Yes, Nyx is a very, very quick market make. That's why I designed this pattern. When I was preparing for the Renaissance Festival, I was like, I need a quick dragon pattern because I need something like fantasy, you know? So that is why I designed him. And I saw those tie-dye colors and I was like, what on earth could I use this for? I just felt like the dragon was the best thing to use it on. So I made 4 Nyx the Dragons in all of the different colors. Actually, not all of the tie-dye colors that I got, all but one. So this is the color In Harmony, like I said. This color, I think it's called... Oh no, I don't remember what it is. I will put it below right here. That's what the color is called. I wanted to say chroma key, but that is not what it is. Not even close. What is it? Oh my, Technicolor? Is it Technicolor? I don't know. But this is this beautiful color. This is more vibrant. This is more like the primary colors, if you will. There they are together. Oh, I didn't even tell you. For this Nyx the Dragon, I gave him Premier Chenille Brights wings in Caribbean. And then for this one, this is actually a yellow dappled by Burnett that I have had in my stash for forever. And it is such a bright neon yellow that I never know what to use it on. But I thought that it matched this dragon so well. And I do think that it does. So these colors, I feel like, are pretty similar. Actually, let's look at their bellies since that's a good depiction. They are similar. The main difference that I'm seeing between the two of them is that the In Harmony has dark blue in it, whereas this one does not. So that's really the only difference. All of the colors look pretty much the same. So there are those two colors. There are those little Nyx the Dragons. Then I did one in this color, which I'm pretty sure is called Flower Child, but I will put it here if I'm incorrect. If you don't see anything there, it means that I actually remembered something for once. So this is a really pretty tie-dye in purple and blue and cream. It's not perfectly white. And then for the wings on this one, I did Bubblegum. I think this is Bubblegum and Chenille Brights, this pink color. I could have done a dark purple, but I opted to do a dark purple for the little horns instead, and then pink for the wings, because I made a ton of these dragons for Renaissance Festival, which you might have seen. I only sold like 6, which it was one of my best sellers. I just had so few sales that weekend, but it was one of my best sellers, but I still have a ton left over because I way over prepared. So I was really trying to remember what color schemes did not sell that I still have, and I don't remember having any in this color pink, so that's why I opted for the pink wings. Same with this one, like I don't remember having any dragons with the Caribbean wing color, so that is why I chose these colors. I mean, these tie-dyes are so pretty and they have such a fun array of colors. I could have picked anything. I could have done like the cream. I think that would have been really pretty actually. I could have done the dark purple. I could have done a hot pink, but I went with the bubblegum for that one. These dragons only take me like 30 minutes to make too, and I put a $25 price on them, and I put them in little carriers when people purchase them. So this is a great like market make in terms of money for your time, in my opinion. But I think anything between like $15 and $25 is reasonable for these guys. And they do sell at that price point because that was my market bestseller for Renaissance Festival, like I said. Then my favorite dragon for last, because you guys know I love them pastels. This is my little pastel dragon. This color is called Peace and Love. So there she is. Aren't those colors so pretty? Look at the belly. And then for the wings, this is a Lise Voluto actually. I just unboxed this color in last week's video. Don't know the color number, but it's this very, very, very light mint. And I think that it looks so pretty with this Peace and Love tie-dye. I also think that a light pale pink would have been pretty too. Oh, by the way, update on this. Last week I said that they did not send part of my order. I ordered 4 skeins of this color and they only sent me 1. And then additionally, after I stopped filming, I opened up the 3-pack that they sent me of this color in the kiwi of the Chenille Brights, and it felt not good. It was not something that I was excited to use. So I reached out to customer service, and they're just fantastic. Their customer service is top notch. Like immediately I got a reply saying like, oh, no problem. We're going to send you your missing skeins and we'll replace that kiwi color as well. That was poor quality. And then I also had, after I had already dealt with actual customer service that I reached out to, I had somebody from Premier reach out to me on my business Instagram account asking if it was resolved for me. So they must have seen the video. So it's amazing, top-notch service, Premier. Thank you so much. So yes, that is my favorite dragon. So you're going to have to let me know in the comments which is your favorite tie-dye Nyx the Dragon. There they all are. I think, obviously this one because it's pastel, but I think the In Harmony is my overall favorite tie-dye color. But I do think that this pink and purple, I think that this might be the first one to sell, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know, something about it. Then again, every time I say that something is going to be the first to sell, it normally doesn't sell. And the things that I think are never going to sell is what actually sells. It's a curse that I have, I swear. So I'm going to say I think none of them are going to sell.
So the next thing that I made is more of these little tofu turtles. So I talked about these little guys last week how I was making a bunch of them because I like these because they're just little bobble stitches for the feet instead of having to make all those pesky flippers for sea turtles. And in my experience, people don't really have a preference over the tortoise type land turtle and the sea turtles. Typically, if they're just a cute color or if you make them look like a fruit or something that the customer likes, they don't really pay attention to if it's a sea turtle or a land turtle. So this is great because it saves me time. These guys are pretty quick. They only take me about 20 minutes. So I just had to use the tie-dye for the shells, because it's a large surface area where I could really see that variegation work up. So I made a couple of these little guys. So I made this blue one. This is a Lise Voluto blue to pull out some of that blue in the shell. I also used that really, really bright yellow dappled brunette that I used for the dragon wings to pull out that yellow. And then I also made this purple color. This is a Chenille Brights color, and I love how vibrant this purple is. I can't think of the shade name of it right now. Again, I'll put it right here for you. But this, there's not really a color in here that is this exact shade of purple, but I just thought that it went well. And then I made these over the course of a few days, and I did not realize that I had already made one in the purple color, so I made 2. So hopefully people really like the purple. But I do think that these are going to sell well. I started saying that, and then I was like, well, now they're not going to sell well. But I think at like the 15, I don't know if I'm going to put $15 on these. I don't know what price I'm going to put on these guys yet, but I think at that price point, these are so much fun to hold, you guys. Just something about them, they're squishy and they're so soft. Using
I have 4 little turtles. And for all of them, as you can tell, I use this In Harmony tie-dye. I really wish that I had done a different color for this one. I was kind of going for like a Hi, Editing Katie jumping in here because as I'm editing this, I'm just realizing that for about 5 minutes, my mic audio somehow, some way went out. So I'm just going to put this in 2 times speed so that you can still see what I made. I just held up 2 rubber ducks. One is in that burnout yellow blanket dappled, and then the other rubber duck is in the basic chenille tie-dye in the color Tropic Twist put out yet. So I do have a couple ducks and I would like to make a couple more this week in different colors because besides this one, I think all of the ones that I have are yellow. So I think I'm going to make a couple in blue, pink, and purple since those tend to be like the best seller items. And I'll probably use all like really bright neon colors for them because apparently I'm in my neon era right now. I think it's because the bright colors remind me of like just Y2K, which is also my aesthetic and my vibe in addition to pastels. So anywho, here is my little yellow rubber duck. This is a free pattern on Instagram. I will link it in the description box as I do with all the patterns. Also, doesn't this burnout dappled yarn look like buttered popcorn? Doesn't it give buttered popcorn? It's yellow, but then it has like little bits of white on it. I don't know. I feel like if I wanted to make another food plushie for my buffet, I could do a little like container of popcorn. That would be cute. I'm probably not going to spend my time making that. I have too many other things that I want to make for this convention, but I'll save this for another time maybe. So I did a yellow rubber duck. And then this is not for the market. This is actually for me because if you did not know, I have a Jeep. I am a Jeep girl. And I wanted to make a little rubber duck for my own Jeep. So this is the color that I decided to use. It is the In Harmony color because I have a steering wheel cover that matches this just so well. And I also have a little jelly shoe, what do you call it? Hand sanitizer holder from Bath and Body Works that matches this colorway in this yarn too. So I decided to make my own little baby Jeep duck for my own dash in this yarn. So this is what he looks like. So as you can tell, it's much smaller than my other ducks. That is because on these other ducks, the yellow and then this tie-dye, I used a 6.5 millimeter hook. And then on this one, I used a 5 millimeter hook because I just wanted a little baby duck for my own dashboard. Maybe I'll do another one so that I have like a little mommy and a baby. But this duck is precious. I gave it a hot pink bill because I love the hot pink. Also, the neon colors remind me of Lisa Frank, so that's also why I love them. It's interesting how this tie-dye worked up on this duck. On this side, a lot of the dark blue landed, and then on this side, a lot of that teal Caribbean color landed. So I wish that it would have just turned out where it didn't pool like that, but you know, it's variegated yarn, so what can you do? One thing that I do love about this yarn too, besides it being super duper soft and easy to work with and it doesn't shed, but it also, the color changes are really frequent, like the color spots are very short. I like that because every time I've used a variegated that has a really long color pool before it changes to a different color, I hate the way that it works up because when you're working in the round, it ends up where it creates like a striped look and I don't know, I just don't like it. I like it when it's mixing like this better. So that is what my little Jeep duck looked like. So I got to put him in my Jeep and we got to think of a name for him. Reginald? I don't know if he looks like a Reginald. So this next thing that I have to show you is not all in the tie-dye yarn, but it does involve it. So this is a pattern that I have made before. It is a dragon pattern by Mom Stitchetti. Again, I'll link it. And it is what I like to call the playful dragon. If you guys remember Jeff, hands up in the comments if you have been around since the days of Jeff, the sweetheart dragon. So this is the same pattern that I used for Jeff as well as Jeff's brother. Every time I've made this pattern, it has sold at market for $115. So I'm just throwing that out there. Now, in the past, I have used the Fluffy Flex from Loops and Threads, but this time I decided to use the Premier Chenille Brights. So because this is a smaller yarn, the dragon overall did turn out a lot smaller. I'm still going to put the $115 price on it, which you might be thinking, wow, that's a lot for how small this dragon is, but it was the same amount of work. So here is what she looks like. How fun is this dragon, you guys? I love the way that their little hands kind of stand like this. You can put their legs up so it looks like they're in a play stance. You can make them laying down so they're in like a sploot stance. But I decided to pull out the Caribbean color out of this In Harmony tie-dye. So that is the body. This is the Premier Brights Caribbean. And then I gave her little pink painted toenails. This is hibiscus in the Brights. And then for the tail fin, I also did the In Harmony tie-dye. This is not in the pattern, by the way. I just added it for a little extra spice. And then along the back here, I just pulled out from my yarn collection some different skeins that are all different brands. I have some Premier, I have some Bernat, I have some Elise Voluto that kind of pulled the colors in the In Harmony tie-dye. And then for her eyes, I hand painted these in some, what do you call this? Purple? I forgot my colors for a second. Purple Sparkle. Side note, a couple of you guys have asked me to do a tutorial on how I hand paint eyes, and I'm not going to do that, and I'll tell you why. It's literally me just taking a paintbrush and just slapping paint on the back of eyes and letting it dry. It is nothing special. The paint that I use already has the glitter in it. I'm lazy when it comes to painting eyes. It sounds fancy when I say I hand painted these eyes, but really it was just me slapping some pre-glittered paint on the backs of them and then letting it dry. Sometimes I have to do 2 coats, so I'll do a coat of like the sparkle paint, and then I'll let that dry, and then I'll go back with a solid color paint to add a backing. On this one, I didn't add a backing color. I just did the sparkles, but they are really pretty. When I picked out the colors for this, originally the Caribbean and the hot pink, and then also this bright yellow right here. Again, this is the Bernat Dappled. When I had those 3 skeins sitting there, it was kind of giving me Malibu Barbie vibes. So I've decided to name her Malibu, or Barbie, I guess. But I think we're going to go with Malibu. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of Trisha Paytas. Is that how you say her name? I don't know. She was a YouTuber, but she named her daughter Malibu Barbie. Like first name Malibu, middle name Barbie. So here's Malibu Barbie. Also, she is weighted. So at Joann's, near the end of their life, unfortunately, I popped in. I didn't record it for a vlog or anything, but they did have for 80% off the polyfill beads, like the big, like 6-pound bags of them. So I grabbed one of those, not knowing what I was going to use it for. But something about this pattern to me screamed like, make me weighted. I think it's because of the way that the arms and legs are crocheted in and how it can sploot like this. I just felt like this was the perfect little cuddly dragon. So it's like a sensory thing. I guess you could like play with these little balls. Don't take that out of context. Get your mind out of the gutter. But you can play with the balls and just kind of cuddle, and it's slightly weighted. I don't know how heavy this is. I should weigh it just for funsies to see how much I put in here. But if you're going to use the polyfill beads, make sure you do it correctly. You need to like secure them. You obviously can't just throw the little beads in here because crochet has holes and they will all pop out. So this is Malibu Barbie, my cuddly weighted dragon. Isn't she pretty? I don't know. What do you guys think about her in comparison to like Jeff or Jeff's brother? I think that Jeff will forever be my favorite because I used all the pastel colors on him. I think that she might be my second favorite because of all of the fun colors. So if Jeff and his brother are any indication of how this dragon in particular sells, I do think that she is going to sell. And as I said, I'm still going to put the same price on her, even though she is, I wouldn't say half the size. She's probably like 25% smaller than the other dragons in this pattern. But again, same exact amount of work. In fact, more work on her because I added the tail fin and then I also did all of the individual little spots. Whereas on Jeff's brother, who never got a name, we just call him Jeff's brother, by the way, I just did a line of fur down the back. So obviously doing the individual little spikes are more time consuming. Also, they are just bobble stitches. I didn't like make them individually. I just surface crocheted bobbles. So there is everything that I crocheted this week. Did you hear the jiggle? Or like when I popped that dragon down on the desk, did you hear how it like shook everything? I don't know if you heard that. But anyways, that is everything that I crocheted this week. Before I say bye to you, though, I got to give a shout out to the people who have ordered stickers this week. I know a lot of you guys took advantage of the free shipping on stickers last week. Thank you so much for that. So I have a couple that I am packing today. So I just wanted to show you guys the orders. So first up, we have Laura, and Laura got a Katie the Celestial Homebody autograph sticker, as well as a non-waterproof Pink Pony Club sticker. Then we have Nicole, and Nicole got a Professional Hobby Collector sticker. She also got a Soot Sprite Crochet Helper sticker. Can you focus, please? She got a Celestial Homebody logo sticker. And a Kevin the Mushy Boy sticker. And Nicole also ordered 2 of my Stardew Valley inspired chickens, a black one and a white one. She said she's going to put them in her kitchen. So those are out in storage. So I got to go grab those. But thank you so much, Nicole, for giving my chickens a home. Next up, we have Alexis. Every time I see this name, I want to say it like Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. Alexis. She got a Professional Hobby Collector sticker, as well as a Virtual Pet Parent Webkin sticker. So sparkly. Thank you so much, Alexis. This is a fun order. Alice got 3 Professional Hobby Collector stickers. So Alice, what are you going to do with these? Who are you going to give these to? Are these gifts? I don't know. You have to let me know. I'm excited to know who's going to get the Professional Hobby Collectors. Then we have Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow. How many times in your life have you heard that? So Annie got a Highland Coo sticker. She also got 2 clear Soot Sprite Crochet Helper stickers. So thank you so much, Annie. Almost done. Then we have Anne-Marie. So Anne-Marie got 3 Pink Pony Club stickers. Who are you going to give these to? Or are you going to keep them all for yourself? She also got a Passenger Princess license. She got a Let Me Cook. She got a Snitches Get Stitches sticker. She also got a Virtual Pet Parent sticker. She got a Katie the Celestial Homebody autograph sticker. A Professional Hobby Collector. This is definitely by far the most popular online seller, but I'm interested to know if this is also going to be a top seller in person. Part of me says it's not going to be, because most of you guys who are watching my channel, who are looking at these stickers and then interested in buying them, most of you guys are crocheters and hobbyists. But then again, I feel like the convention crowd is also full of hobbyists. So we'll see how that does. Anyways, Anne-Marie also got a clear backed crochet helper sticker. And then finally, one that I dropped, she got a Kevin the Mushy Boy sticker. All right, and then our last one for today is Stephanie. Stephanie got 2 Snitches Get Stitches stickers and 2, I am clumsy today, and 2 professional hobby collector stickers. So this is obviously for you and someone else, Stephanie, so let me know who you're going to give them to. So thank you all so much again for all of your love on my sticker business. Next week, or this upcoming week rather, I need to spend some time actually making stickers in preparation for the convention because I am almost out of a lot of them. I also need to get that poster board situation set up and get it duct taped and everything so that it's ready to go and easy for transport. Of course, before I say bye, I need to say a huge endless thanks to our channel members in the Cosmic Couch Club. Your support keeps this little galaxy spinning. If you would like to join the coziest couch in the universe, the couch is always open. There's a link in the description box to become a member to earn exclusive perks. So thank you all so much for being here. I need to go get this video edited because tonight Ryan and I are live streaming. If you missed it, you can watch it right here, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.